On this episode, we'll be traveling to Montevideo. If you want to check out the places we visited, stick around. This time around, we use Colonia Express. This is a passenger river transfer company connecting the cities of Buenos Aires and Colonia del Sacramento, Uruguay, thanks to a modern fleet of high-speed catamarans. In addition, it offers an exclusive bus service that will bring you closer to the cities of Montevideo, Punta del Este, and other destinations in Uruguay. The first part of the trip that we had to do was go from Buenos Aires all the way to Colonia in Uruguay. The trip takes around 3 hours, I think, or an hour by boat and then a few more hours by bus. The ships are well equipped and they go really fast, so it's all good about the trip. It seemed like a storm was brewing. Finally, we arrived at the Montevideo terminal. It's really well organized. Would recommend. Then we had to take a bus all the way from Colonia to Montevideo. More specifically to the Tres Cruces Mall in the center of the city. The bad weather broke, so basically most of the trip to Montevideo, it was like this. As I said, the trip took what it seems to be a couple more hours, and by the time we got there, we just wanted to get something to eat and get some rest. The next day, we stayed in a really nice house, Airbnb. We definitely enjoyed it. I would say that certain things could have been better, but overall, it was a good stay. Personally, one of the features I most enjoyed about the house was the fire pit. I believe it's an architectural feature that really brings life to the center of the whole house. We then went to the Villa Dolores Park. According to Wikipedia, the Villa Dolores Zoo, officially named the Pereira Russell Municipal Zoological Garden, was a zoological park over a century old located in the Villa Dolores neighborhood of Montevideo, the capital of Uruguay. Covering an area of 7 hectares, it housed around 550 animals, both native to Uruguay and from other countries, surrounded by gardens with approximately 650 trees and shrubs. During its first century, it was visited by a total of 61 million people. Adjacent to it, and on the same grounds, is the Agrimenson German Barbato Municipal Planetarium, inaugurated on February 11 of 1955. In 2021, the zoo grounds reopened now as Villa Dolores Park. The Villa Dolores Zoo originated in 1894 on land owned by Alejo Anastasio Ibaceta and Dolores Pereira Busareo, a married couple who were passionate collectors of both animals and ornamental plants. Alejo named it Villa Dolores in honor of his wife. The entire grounds were artificially illuminated, allowing for parties and nighttime visits. In the early years of the 20th century, in response to public demand, since people could only view the animals from outside the grounds, the zoo began to open to the public, charging a modest entrance fee that went to charity. Many illustrious visitors came to the zoo in its early years, including Enrico Caruso. In 1910, a significant collection of large mammals was acquired from Carl Hagenbeck's German company. Company, which specialized in the animal trade. This collection included a pair of polar bears, brown bears, sun bears, a pair of striped hyenas, and a small Asian elephant. A subsequent shipment added zebras, bison, camels, and other large artiodactyls. The park also housed a circus where some of the animals on the property performed, most notably Baby the elephant and later another of his kind. An amphitheater with tier seating was built to provide better viewing for the audience. In 1912, the zoo made headlines by successfully breeding 2 Andean condors for the first time in the Americas and only the second time worldwide. On October 28th that year, its owner bequeathed the property and its collection to the municipality of Montevideo. A lot of the exhibitions were empty, or they have animals that they cannot move from the original enclosure, but for the most part, a lot of the spots where animals were kept were empty by the time we visited, which I guess is an awesome thing that we're taking back creatures to their habitat or keeping them in places where we don't disturb them as much. I guess with the rain, a lot of people skip going to certain places. It was basically just us on the park. That same afternoon, we also visited the Montevideo sign. It's a great place to take pictures, and the view, you just enjoy the view and the sign. And I guess they have restaurants. We just didn't walk around there that much. We just walked to the sign and back in the car. The next day we travel to the port market first, and I believe we traveled to the port market first. Then we went to the Alfajores place. It was really nice. The city itself reminded me, of course, of Buenos Aires, even though it has a bit of a different vibe. According to Welcome to Uruguay, it says about this market: inaugurated in October 10th, 1868, both the English and the Montevidean newspaper from those days referred to the size of the works managed by the Spanish businessman Pedro Sáenz de Sumaran and a group of Uruguayan entrepreneurs. Its construction in the English style was carried out by the Union Foundry Workshops in Liverpool. Such professionalism was also seen in the assembling of the venue, a process in which professionals from England took part. The European architecture takes us back to those days in which everything was auctioned inside, vegetable, fruit, and meat coming from the inland areas, as well as African slaves and other illegal imports from old Europe were sold there. While we were on the port, we also visited the Alfajores del Uruguay shop. According to their website and everyone I heard, and on the actual place where we ate, they have the best alfajor in Uruguay. They represent Uruguay with the best alfajor in the country with the lemon manjar flavor. From there, we went from the port to the Independence Square that is really close by. According to the Intendencia Montevideo website, Independence Square was founded in 1837 after the emblematic demolition of the fortifications of the colonial city. Following the emblematic demolition of the colonial city fortifications after independence was secured, the walled city with the monumental military construction of the citadel, which occupied half of the current Independence Square, gives way to an open city. For this purpose, the new city was planned in 1837, within which Independence Square was laid out. The design follows the model of a celebratory square by French classicism, hopefully I'm saying that right, where the protagonist is the independent state. From there, trying to make good use of the light, we went all the way to the Punta Brava Lighthouse. We were trying to make it in time so we could actually see the sunset from the lighthouse. At this time, the city looks fantastic. Seems like an awesome place to walk and enjoy the sunset. By the time we arrived, we're close to the point of the sun setting, but we were able to get some really nice shots. This whole Bay Area, it's really nice. I would definitely visit it again if I have the chance. Great place to take pictures. This one I found on Wikipedia, the Punta Brava Lighthouse. The construction of the lighthouse was carried out by the company Faros de Costa y Compañía. It was inaugurated and put into operation in October 1st of 1876. Its tower was built of dressed stone, plastered on the inside and raised on its solid base. In 1907, the lighthouse passed into the hands of the state, which in 1911 replaced the lighting system with a lenticular device. After that, we went back home to get some rest, and the next day, first thing, we went to the Castillo Parque Rodó. According to Descubrí Montevideo, it says its first name was Irving Park. Until 1917, it received its current name in homage to José Enrique Rodó, one of Uruguay's leading writers. Located opposite to Ramirez Beach, it is one of the largest green spaces in the city, covering an area of 43 hectares. A great variety of trees and monuments around the park lake, where boat rides can be enjoyed. From there, last but not least, we went to the Cerro Montevideo Fortress. I would say it takes 15 to 20 minutes to get to this place. It's a really nice trip. Great way to get to know the city and enjoy part of the architecture, get to see different neighborhoods. I guess this whole area before we got to the fortress turned into like a industrial area, and the area surrounding the fortress is really old, so it's more middle class neighborhoods, I think. According to the government's website, the fortress of Cerro Montevideo, which since 1882 has borne the name of the hero General Artigas, is one of the three fortresses bequeathed to us by the Hispanic era and which enrich our historical heritage. Undoubtedly, the most important in this part on the continent in terms of military engineering. The construction of this fortress served a different purpose than the one of the Santa Teresa fortress or the San Miguel fort. It was ordered in 1809 by the governor of Montevideo, Francisco Javier de Lío, and based on plans by Colonel of Engineers José del Pozo to protect the lighthouse built in 1801 and the port of Montevideo from the threat of a third British invasion. It was completed on the eve of the independent movement of 1811. Located at the highest point of Montevideo and having been honored with the inclusion of heraldry of the Republic, it later served as a lookout post, a quarantine station, a military prison, and the site of the Formation Lighthouse. The battery station at the fortress fulfilled its mission until 1930 of greeting the arrival of friendly ships with the salutes and reminding the inhabitants of Montevideo of the daily sunset. It also housed military units until 1930. In 1931, it was declared a national monument, and its reconstruction, according to Spanish plans, was undertaken by the same commission that had worked on the Santa Teresa. On October 12, 1939, the military museum created by law in the 1916 was opened. Currently, an exhibition showcases the historical evolution of national weaponry as well as the fortress connection to regional history. Great place to take pictures and video, so I would definitely visit if I were to go back to Montevideo, or if it's the first time you go. The view from here is incredible. I really enjoy that. It gives you perspective about the city. Also, if you're a history nerd, this is a great place for you. They have a bunch of exhibitions of different weapons from different eras, and so if you enjoy that kind of thing, this is an interesting place to visit. After a few hours, we left, and yeah, this was most of our trip without I guess different places that we visited after that to eat and such. The day after that, we were heading back to Buenos Aires. So first we had to get to the Tres Cruces Mall to get on our bus, then go on our trip all the way to Colonia in Montevideo, and from there take a boat back to Buenos Aires. We got on our bus and yeah, eventually got to our boat and safely back home. Luckily, on the way back, we enjoyed some good weather, so we were able to see some really nice landscapes throughout the entire trip. Saw some cows and some farms, they look really nice. So yeah, it was an enjoyable trip back. So if this is the first time watching one of my videos or our videos, consider subscribing, hitting that like, hitting that bell, and all that good stuff if you enjoyed the video. Hopefully you did. Here you should see other videos that you can enjoy. Until next time, bye.